My name is Vincent, and I've always believed that trust is the cornerstone of any real relationship. Without it, love is just a pretty facade, empty and fragile. That belief was something I never questioned, until it was ripped away from me. I was engaged to Casey, a woman I thought I knew, someone I had built my future with over several years. But everything fell apart the night I discovered she had been seeing someone else behind my back. That single revelation turned my entire world upside down, and I want to share exactly how it all unfolded. Casey and I met at a mutual friend's housewarming. What began as a casual chat stretched into hours of conversation. There was an instant connection, and by the end of the night, we had exchanged numbers. At first, our meetings were simple, grabbing coffee or lunch whenever schedules allowed. But those casual encounters slowly evolved into dinners, weekend plans, long late-night talks. Eventually, we officially became a couple. Our relationship progressed naturally. We didn't rush, but we weren't stagnant either. After a couple years, Casey began spending most weekends at my place, from Friday evening through Sunday. It felt completely natural. She never officially moved in, but it was as if we lived together. My apartment was larger and more accommodating, and while I visited her place occasionally, staying there long-term didn't make sense. One of the things I admired most about her was her openness. She spoke freely about her past, former relationships, family struggles, mistakes she had made. There seemed to be no walls between us. She often mentioned a childhood friend she remained close to. She insisted he was like a brother to her, a lifelong companion, but never anything romantic. I trusted her completely. Eventually, we got engaged. Her eyes sparkled with excitement when she said yes. We began planning a wedding, imagining our future together, discussing honeymoon destinations and the kind of home we would build. I was fully invested, emotionally and financially, doing everything I could to provide the life I believed she deserved. It all felt real. But even the clearest picture can hide shadows. It was a Friday night, nothing out of the ordinary. Casey arrived with her usual weekend bag, cheerful and talkative. We had dinner, and she mentioned she'd need to leave early the next day to see her parents. Some family obligations, she said. I didn't press. I had always tried to respect her privacy, never asking for details she didn't want to share. She had never lied before, so why would I start doubting her now? After dinner, we moved to the couch to watch a movie we had been meaning to see. Halfway through, she rested her head on my shoulder and fell asleep, something she often did when tired. I wrapped my arm around her, letting her rest while I finished the movie. But her phone kept lighting up silently, the screen flashing every few minutes. I assumed it was a group chat or something insignificant. When the credits rolled, I leaned forward and noticed the messages on her lock screen. They weren't from a family member or a casual friend. They were from that childhood friend she had always described as a brother. I didn't hesitate. We had shared passwords as a sign of mutual trust, and I unlocked her phone expecting nothing. What I found instead shattered everything. The messages were flirtatious, affectionate, intimate. There were specific plans for the next day. One message read, "Can't wait to see you tomorrow." Her reply included a heart emoji and reassured him she would be at her family's place, all while we'd been sitting at dinner together just hours before. I didn't wake her. I just sat there, staring at her sleeping face, numb. My chest felt hollow, my thoughts spinning. How long had this been going on? Had I been blind? Was I not enough? Why would she lie to spend time with someone else? The next morning, everything appeared normal. She kissed me on the cheek, went about her routine, and packed her bag. She kept talking about missing me, wishing the weekend were longer, promising she'd leave work early next time to spend more time together. I barely responded. Every word sounded rehearsed, as if she had practiced them before leaving for her secret plans. At one point, she asked, "Are you okay?" I shrugged, offering a vague, hollow answer. She laughed, nudging me playfully, thinking I was just being moody. I forced a weak smile, but inside, I was suffocating under the weight of what I knew. When she finally zipped her bag and reached the door, I deviated from our usual routine. No casual goodbye, no reminder to drive safely, no playful wave. I looked her straight in the eyes and said, "Good luck on your date." Her expression froze. Her voice wavered. Wait, what? What are you talking about? I held up my hand, quiet but firm. Stop. There's no need. Then I closed the door. And as I walked away, something inside me closed off too. The knocking started almost immediately. Urgent, frantic, pleading. She was trying to reverse what had just happened, to undo the truth she couldn't face. The knocking became muffled sobs, her voice cracking through the door, begging me to listen. My phone buzzed incessantly, messages pouring in. Please open the door. Let me explain. I didn't mean anything. I'm not going anymore. I'll cut off anyone you want. Just open up. I didn't respond. I didn't open the door. I just watched the messages pile up, each one a reminder of her deception. She insisted it meant nothing, but if it truly didn't, why the lies? Why sneak away under the guise of visiting family? Why plan a secret weekend? I felt paralyzed, my mind spinning to the same questions. Was our relationship just an illusion? Did she ever love me like I loved her? Or was I simply convenient, a placeholder until someone else returned to her life? Hours passed. She cried, pleaded, texted endlessly, but eventually she left. Days turned into weeks, and the messages didn't stop. They came at all hours. Please talk to me. I didn't mean to hurt you. I miss you. I never replied. I rarely even looked at them, though the temptation was always there. I had loved her deeply, and part of me wanted to give in. But each time, I remember her choices, the lies she had built her weekend around, and I couldn't. One weekend, there was another knock. She stood quietly waiting. Then she spoke, soft and trembling. Vincent, please. I'm not here to argue. I need to talk. 15 minutes passed, and then, cracking with emotion, she said, You were right. I messed up, but please let me explain. I opened the door, silent, waiting. She confessed to being emotionally confused, explained it wasn't love she'd gone back to, but a part of her life she had missed. She admitted to lying, thinking she'd never get caught. She repeated that it didn't mean anything, but the secrecy told a different story. Finally, I asked the question that mattered most. Would you have told me if I hadn't found out? She froze. Her lips trembled, eyes downcast, but no words came. The silence spoke louder than anything she could say. If I hadn't checked her phone, she would have left that weekend, returned smiling, and our wedding plans would have continued as if nothing had happened. I stepped back. She looked at me, fragile hope in her eyes, maybe thinking I would forgive her. But I didn't. Calmly, without anger, I said, Then this engagement was built on lies, and I won't build a marriage on that. Don't message me. Don't come here. Don't show up again. Let this be the last time. Then I walked inside and locked the door. She lingered for a moment, eyes full of pain, and then she left. Love is built on trust. I never imagined having to question everything I thought I knew. Discovering what Casey had hidden didn't just break trust. It fractured the love I had felt as well. It's strange, realizing how wrong you were about someone. You invest your heart, your time, your energy, and still, you can be blindsided. The lie cuts deep, but the revelation that she was willing to hide something so enormous cuts even deeper. It makes you question every sincere moment you shared. Betrayal doesn't just destroy trust. It erodes the reality of what you believed was true. Even now, I replay moments, asking myself, was that genuine? I haven't fully healed, but I know this for certain. I deserve honesty. So I ask anyone listening, if you were in my position, what would you have done? Did I handle it the right way? Or was there another path I should have considered? Your perspective might just help someone else who's facing a betrayal of their own.